Sunny bhai, would it be fair to say this is the best that India has bowled in the series so far?
It certainly is, because they didn't take 10 wickets in either of the innings at Adelaide and even at Brisbane. They allowed the tail to wag, the lower order to wag. So quite clearly, this has been India's best bowling performance of the series so far. And it would have been even better if they had bowled a little more fuller. But then ifs and buts have no place in cricket. Hopefully we learn from it.
Okay, since you said that they haven't been able to dismiss the Australian team, get those 10 important wickets, do you think it wouldn't have been a bad idea had MS Dhoni gone with 5 bowlers? I'm reading a lot of former cricketers saying that that would have been a positive attitude had he gone with 5 bowlers, because the batting seems to be doing well in Australia.
Well, the batting collapsed in the second innings at Brisbane, so I think that is the reason why MSD has been going at least on overseas tours with 6 batsmen plus himself. So I think if only India had at the top of the order somebody who could come in and bowl quite usefully. Murali Vijay has bowled, say, maybe half a dozen overs or so, but he hasn't really looked threatening. India had in the past somebody like a Virender, Sehwag, Sachin Tendulkar, even Yuvraj Singh, who would turn their arm over usefully and get a wicket. So that unfortunately is not the case with this Indian team. This Indian team lacks an all-rounder. This Indian team lacks a bowler who will take 5 wickets in an innings quite regularly in a series. Doesn't have to be every test, but a couple of times, 3 times in a series will mean that the team will be in a winning position. Unfortunately, India does not have that kind of an impact bowler.
Okay, we're missing an all-rounder, as you say. Talking about the selection, we spoke about the 5 bowlers. What do you make of the selection of KL Rahul? Fine, we understand that the management thinks there needs to be some kind of change in the batting lineup, but as we are made to understand, he's going to bat at number 6. How do you see this selection, considering you already had a senior pro in Suresh Raina who usually bats at that position?
Well, I think they had to replace a number 6 batsman, Rohit Sharma, with somebody who came in at number 6, and that's what they decided. That they decided to go in with a right-hander who is is making his debut, and so unexposed as far as the Australian attack is concerned. On the other hand, Suresh Raina, the Australians would have known what to bowl to him, and his record overseas really hasn't been all that impressive in test matches. So maybe that's the reason why he didn't get a look in. But I don't really find anything wrong with Rahul's selection, because the young man has shown that he's capable of playing on pitches there when he toured with the India emerging side. So let's just hope that he replicates that form in the test match.
Right, we all hope that KL Rahul has a fantastic debut. The reason I asked you that question is, as a batsman in first-class cricket, KL Rahul has never batted at number 6. He always bats in that opening slot. Considering that, do you think it was wise then to try him at number 6 in a test match situation?
Well, it's not going to be something that he's used to wait to go into bat. If he's been opening the batting, he always would be going out. Now he'll be waiting for 4 wickets to fall. So it's not going to be easy for him. But that's the beauty of being an opening batsman. An opening batsman can bat down the order. But a number 6 batsman, he can't open the batting. Certainly not in a test match. So I don't think there'll be too much of an issue as far as Rahul is concerned. In fact, it'll allow his nerves to settle quite a bit as he watches what the pitch is doing, what the bowlers are doing.
Okay, let's now talk about the thorn in India's flesh, Steven Smith. He seems to have taken a liking against the Indian bowling attack.
He has, hasn't he? Because, well, they didn't get him out in the first test. In the second test, they did get him out, and over here he's looked completely at ease. Hasn't been troubled at all by spin or by pace, and on a pitch which will get slower and easier to bat on as the days go on, it'll be difficult to get rid of him. So India have to strike early tomorrow.
Okay, and finally, Sunny bhai, we said at the start of the show, it seems even Stevens at the moment, but would you say Australia may be slightly more happy? I'm just looking at the average first inning scores in Melbourne in the last few years. It's roughly around the 300-run mark, and they are just about 45 runs short with half their side still intact.
And considering that Brad Haddin, who's struggled a little bit even today and has struggled over the last year or so, he's got 4 test centuries under his belt. Mitchell Johnson's got a century under his belt, and he hammered the Indian attack for 88 runs just a few days back. So yes, I think Australia will be thinking to themselves, if they survive the first hour tomorrow, if these guys survive the first hour, they could get to 400 as well.